In today's video, it's all about pre-sprouting ranunculus. If you want to see what varieties I'm going to pre-sprout this year, keep watching this video. Hey garden friends, it's Chris from Gardening at the Simongetti North. First off, I want to give a huge thank you to the new subscribers that came from the Needy Homesteader. Oh, I am just overwhelmed with the love and support from the Needy Homesteader subscribers, and just thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you for coming back. Like I said in my intro, I am going to pre-sprout my ranunculus. I'm about a month later than I was last year, but there is a little reason for that. And if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'm hoping to show you, take you out into the garden where I've had some ranunculus that I've kept in my raised bed that I have mulched with pine shavings, and I've had a frost cloth, a low tunnel over them the whole winter. So I already have some ranunculus in the ground. I've periodically checked the soil in those raised bed containers and it hasn't frozen. So fingers crossed that those ranunculus that are out there right now, because they've been blanketed with snow, that's also insulation on top of the frost cloth. Everything that doesn't have frost cloth has definitely frozen, but I have two raised beds out there that I've kept covered that have ranunculus in them because they started growing in the fall again. They came back up. I had them in there and then they died off because it got so hot, and then they started coming back. But then, you know, they never got big enough because we have a short growing season, and then frost came and then snow and, you know, that whole thing here in Michigan. So I've kept them protected, so hopefully when we go out there I still find some green. They haven't really grown. I did fertilize them a little bit just before all the winter stuff, not knowing that that was all going to happen. I was trying to give them a little boost, but hopefully, you know, once things start warming up here, I can take the cloth off during the day and then keep it on at night to help keep it warm, and then just start giving it some fertilizer. So I have two huge beds. The other thing is I got a whole bunch more ranunculus that I had bought from, let's see, I think it was Eden Brothers. I got some from Blooming Bulbs. I actually have an affiliate link with Blooming Bulbs, so if you buy from Blooming Bulbs, please use the link in the description below, and that gives me a little bit of a kickback to help with my channel, and you get a great product at no extra cost to you. These other places that I've got them, I don't have an affiliate link, but I could definitely put the link below so you can check them out as well. So what I did was, I have like 28 varieties here. I was trying to narrow it down and I just wasn't able to do it, because then I found a whole nother box of ranunculus from Eden Brothers that I forgot about. I'm going to be doing 28 different varieties, but I'm only going to do like 5 or 6 of each variety because otherwise it's going to be a lot. Once I'll get these started to pre-sprout, and then I have the ones that are already out there, so it will be like a succession planting because I already have some out there. None of them have tags, so it'll be a definite surprise. I could probably figure it out with the bags that I have open from last year once they bloom, but it's going to be pretty because both of those raised beds are just full of ranunculus, and if it works out, it's going to be beautiful. So before you start ranunculus, you need to soak the corms. And let me just show you. So this is the corm. It looks dead, but it's not. This is how they dry. You dry them out. When you get them, they come in boxes like this, or they come in little paper bags. And there's nothing inside the paper bags. They're just corms, they're dried out, and you don't want to put anything in there because you don't want the risk of rotting. You just want these to be stored in a cool, dark place, dry, and just in a paper bag. No muss, no fuss. So ranunculus like the cold weather. So for me, it's probably best to plant them in the spring because we do have a short growing season in the fall, and you just never know when snow's coming and they may not quite make it. Or you can take the risk and just mulch them really good and try to keep them insulated and protected through the winter and hope for the best. But zones 7 and up, they can plant theirs in the fall and they will overwinter and bloom in the spring. So what I'm doing is I'm going to soak mine. You soak them for 3.5 to 4 hours, no longer, not 10 hours, not 12, not 24. They will probably rot if you do that. So you just want to let them soak, let them plump up a bit. You'll see that they're plumped, and once they're plumped, they're ready to come out of the water. And then once they're ready to come out of the water, I'll bring you back in about 3 hours, 4 hours, and then I'm going to have some pre-moistened soil, and I'm going to put it in these containers here. I've put in aluminum foil to make spacers in between each variety. I'm probably gonna have 4 of these trays because I have 28, so I'm gonna do 7 varieties in each tray, 7 to 8. We'll see how it works out. And then we'll put them in and then cover them slightly. You know, we'll cover the corms up, and then anywhere from 12 to 15 days, they should start rooting. And then once they start rooting, then you can either pot them up or get them out in your garden once you can start working your soil, but definitely do like a caterpillar tunnel with some mulch to keep them protected, and they should do well. Last year was my first year growing ranunculus, and you know, I should have fertilized them a little bit more, so I'm gonna definitely not be afraid to fertilize. You know, they need to have food just like us, so don't be afraid to fertilize. I have some fish emulsion down in the basement, so once things start growing, I will start doing that. And I will get them outside first because that fish emulsion fertilizer stinks. So I used it in here once and it was like, holy cow, that was nasty. But anyway, so, and I think I will fertilize on days that are nice outside, so I can take them outside, fertilize them, let them hang out for a little bit. And then bring them back in, so then it's not as stinky, but we'll see. All right, so I am going to go get some water to fill into these containers. We can start getting our corm soaked, and I'll be right back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the first 8, and then we'll get them started, and then I'll go get some more containers, we'll add more water, and then we'll do until we have them all soaking. And I also made tags to put in the water so you don't forget which corms are which. That's kind of important if you really want to know what flowers are growing, unless you like surprises, but I got my tags already done. This is Tecolte Gold. I got this from Blooming Bulbs. This is the container that it came in, and there's 10 of these, so let's just do 5. Actually, a couple of those look like they're doubles, so once they plump up, I can separate them. The next variety I'm gonna do, this is the Sunset Tecote, or Tecolte, however you say it. I'll also try to put pictures up so you can see what they look like, but we'll do 5 of these. Stick my tag in the water. These are the yellow. These are the red. These are the Sunshine Buttercup. These are the Merlots. This is the purple. This is the rose. So I'm not going to go through and bore you with putting all of these in the containers, but I am going to quickly go through and tell you what other varieties I'm going to pre-sprout, show you the pictures, and so you'll get to see what we have. So the next one is the Tecolte White from Blooming Bulbs. I have a Buttercup Pink from Van Zwerden. This is Cappuccino. Double Tangerine. Yellow. This is a double Purple Buttercup. This is the Super Greens mix. I grew these last year, and so it's kind of one of my favorites, so I'm going to grow more of them again this year. The Romantic mix I also grew last year. I think I'm doing all the mixes again this year. So these are pretty cool. Then I have the Bridal Bouquet mix that I'm gonna do again this year. The Passion mix that I'm gonna do again this year. This is not a mix, but it's called Porcelain. I'm going to do this one again this year because I really liked that one as well. It's very pretty. And I'm also going to do Marshmallow again this year. And the Cafe. I have more Cafe from Eden Brothers, but I seen I already had these open, so I'm going to continue with these. And these are brand new for me this year. These are from Eden Brothers. This is the Super Greens Rose. This is a cherry pie mix. This is Super Greens Orange. This is Cream. This I found intriguing. This is black. That should be pretty cool. And chocolate. That should be very pretty. And at least the last one I got here is champagne. That should be chocolate and champagne. Hey, there you go. Nice little combination bouquet. But I'm gonna go ahead and start getting these soaked, and I'll bring you back in about 3 hours, and we'll start getting these ready for sprouting. See you soon. As you can see here, I have all the corms in the water. They'll be in there from 3.5 to 4 hours. And some people say you should use warm temperature water. I just used cold water out of the tap. I didn't make time to make it room temperature. They also say you should aerate your water every once in a while, maybe every 30 to 5 minutes. Some use a fish bubbler. Some use a trickle effect in their sink or bathtub, and others just say go in and just jiggle the water around a little bit just to kind of aerate it, and that should be good enough. But other than that, we have them all soaking, and I will be back in about 3.5, 4 hours. We'll see you then. So we're back. It's been about 3, 4 hours now, and a little bit longer, but I did drain all the water out of the corms. My batteries on my camera died, so I emptied all the water, and then I actually filled 2 trays with corms while I was waiting for my batteries to charge up. And then I left 2 trays to show you how I am going to pre-sprout my ranunculus. So what I did was I got some soil that is pre-moistened. You don't want it real wet. You definitely don't want it as wet as doing soil blocks. It's more of kind of like a wrung out rag. If you have it too wet or the soil stays too wet, your corms could rot and then they're not going to grow. So you definitely want to make sure that it's not too wet, then you'll be golden. And I'll show you one of the corms that's all plumped up and one that's not plumped up, so you can see the difference between the two. Both of these are Tecolote white. This here is the one that's dry, and this one here is the one that's plumped up. As you can see, the difference between the two. And the other thing I did was I took some aluminum foil and made like dividers in between here. So I got like 6 dividers, so I can do 7 different varieties in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start putting a little bit of soil in here between my dividers. And you just need a little bit on the bottom, a couple inches at most, because they're not going to stay in here. They're going to just pre-sprout in here, and then you'll either pot them up or you'll put them out in your garden. These can actually go out in your garden as soon as your soil is worked. These are a cool, loving flower. You just need to protect them with some frost cloth, but they love the cold. Like I said, we're going to go out and go see how my ranunculus that have been in my raised bed garden all winter long so far. So we're going to go check them out. You can see the dividers. So, all right, let's go ahead. We're going to do this pretty quickly. Oh, I should probably bring you up so you can actually see. So this one is the rose Tecolote. We're just going to put the thing in there. Look at this. I was able to pull another one off. This one looks like there's several corms. No, I think I'll leave that one. And then we're just going to put them in. They can be kind of close together because, like I said, they're not staying in here. These are some big ones. Move these around a little. I swear this has got to be 2, but I can't pull it apart easy enough. So we're just gonna, and then I pulled that 1, so I got 6 in here actually. And then we'll do the super green. And you want to plant these with the claws pointing down. And I already have my name tags in there, so it was good to do that ahead of time. This is the Tecolote Gold. This is the sunset. Do sunshine. See how they're in there? And then we're just going to take some of the soil and just put a layer over the top. And that's all there is to it. And then you'll want to put these in a cool, dark place. I got to find a spot. I'm thinking about just putting them on my shelf down below and throwing a towel over them for the darkness. I'm really not sure, unless I put them in my grow tent here. I don't have nothing in that yet. So I can maybe do that until, you know, for a couple weeks until they sprout, and that would be dark. Maybe that's what I'll do. We'll stick them in there, and then it'll stay dark in there. I just gotta make sure it doesn't get too warm in there. I can't stress enough how ranunculus are a cold-loving flower, and once it starts getting consistent temperatures about 70 and above, they're just gonna fizzle out. You wanna maybe put them somewhere where they can get some shade maybe. They might last a little bit longer, but for the most part, they don't like the heat. And see, they're all covered up. All right, I'm gonna get this other tray done and I'll be right back. So we got all the rest of the corms covered. Like I said, they need to go in a cool, dark place, and then they should be sprouting within anywhere from 12 to 16 days or so. And you'll get little stringy things off of the roots when they start rooting. And if you found value in this video, if it helped you decide if you're gonna grow ranunculus or not, please smash that like button and leave a comment below and let me know if you're a beginner growing ranunculus or if you've grown ranunculus before. What struggles or victories did you have growing ranunculus? They're so pretty. I love ranunculus. So I did promise we were gonna go outside to see how the ranunculus have been doing all winter long. So let's go out. I gotta get my coat on and we'll head out. And my dogs probably wanna go too. Let's go. If I'm gonna be able to get in there, there's too much snow. Oh. The soil is not frozen. See if I can get you to see through the hole. See that ranunculus right there? Not bad. Let's see if there's another. Oh, look in here. That one's looking really good. So this one's filled with ranunculus, and so is that one over there. You can see green in there too. Looks like this might have worked. I might be able to overwinter my ranunculus here in zone 5B. So what do you think about that? It looks like I'm gonna be able to overwinter my ranunculus. I stuck my finger in there. The soil is not frozen. They're green. There's a couple of leaves that might be a little questionable, but for the most part, they are green. And I think these will be the first round of Ranunculus to flower, hopefully by Mother's Day. That would be so cool. Live, love, laugh, and garden. Hope to see you at the next video. God bless.